All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join us today. My name is Mark Bolger. I'm the Agent Care Specialist for the Life, Final Expense, and Annuities here at Pinnacle. I'm joined by Cody Johnson, who is the Director of Sales for the Health and Medicare products. And we're so excited to do this webinar for you guys today on Aflac's brand new Medicare supplement plan and brand new final expense plan. So it's a very, very popular product. As you can imagine, lots of agents are trying to get set up to sell this product. And we're just going to kind of give you guys an overview of why you should be selling this product, okay? So all of our contact information is on the screen here. There's Cody's as well as myself. If you guys have any questions, after the webinar, if you want to reach out to us to get contracted, certainly give us a call at our respective numbers here. So let's go ahead and get started. I know we might have some brand new agents that are not set up with us here at Pinnacle. So just a little bit of background on Pinnacle. We are a national brokerage. We're licensed in all 50 states, and we sell everything in the senior market. So, fixed index immediate annuities. We have all the life products from universal, index, single premium, simplified issue, traditional whole life, final expense, regular term life, long-term care, Medicare, hospital indemnity, and dental plans. So if you do sell any of those other product lines, certainly give us a call, and we can certainly get you some information as far as getting set up with any of those other lines of business. For those of you who are not aware, our website is pretty much the central hub to all of the information that you're going to get from Pinnacle. www.pfsinsurance.com. If you are contracted with Pinnacle already, you should have a login for this. Where you should be able to go in and do everything from running quotes, to accessing discounted CEs and E&O. We have all the application forms, like the actual paper forms online that you can download and print out, as well as access to the various e-app portals from various carriers. So available 24/7, obviously, so you can certainly submit business after hours or on the weekends, and everything runs nice and smoothly there. One of the things too that we like to keep up to date with is all the current life annuity, Medicare, and long-term care news. We have a news section on our website that's going to give you all sorts of different carrier updates to kind of keep you in the know, instead of having to go through all the thousands of emails that the carriers send you when they have updates and stuff. So anything that's important, especially compliance issues or a new product launch such as Aflac, you'll see that on our current news calendar. So definitely check that out. If you are not licensed or contracted with us here at Pinnacle, you can certainly go on to this website and you can actually request a contract just right on off of our main page there under the contracting tab. So we also have a mobile quoting app. This is great for final expense, for running Medicare supplement quotes. You can run some dental, vision, and hearing quotes as well. This is, more for on the go. If you're in between appointments, maybe you have a few minutes to kill and you just want to kind of run some quick figures here, you can download this. It's absolutely free. You can get it for free right at the Google Play Store if you're an Android user, or from the Apple Store if you're an iPhone user. And one of the things that we love to do here is the paperless contracting. So it's going to save you, the agent, so much time because it allows you to apply for multiple carriers at once. So whether you're existing or if you're brand new to us here at Pinnacle, we have over, I think that's 150 plus carriers from all the different divisions. So, it's typical for agents to get set up with maybe five or more carriers at once. So instead of you having to fill out that physical contract every time you want to get set up with a carrier, all you have to do is just reach out to us here at Pinnacle. Send us an email request. We'll push that contracting out for you right away. We have a whole entire licensing and contracting department that will follow up and make sure that any links or contracts are sent out to you within 24 hours. Okay, so into the bread and butter. So Aflac, most of you are very familiar with this. In fact, we just had the reps from Aflac come in last week, and they gave us these bunch of these little ducks. So we'll play it for you here real quick. As you can tell, it gets very annoying, but but it's all about customer awareness. Everybody's familiar with Aflac. They've been around for, I believe, since 1955. Let me just move in here a little bit. Yeah, 1955. They were started by three brothers, I believe, somewhere down in Georgia. And as of now, they are the number one provider of supplemental insurance at work sites in the United States. Okay, the number one. And they have 50 plus million people worldwide that trust us, that trust Aflac to help them protect what matters most. So lots of customers, lots of great reviews. I mean, this company, is an A plus rated. Again, been in the business for years. They have plenty of assets and market value to make sure that they can pay out any claims. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. As you can see here, so like 93% of most people are aware of Aflac. Okay, 56% of them are aware of what Aflac does. So I know when I first saw the Aflac commercials as a kid, I was like, well, so what do they do? They used to just say, ask about it at work. So I can imagine that's why, a lot of people have heard of them, but they may not know exactly what they do. And as you can see here, yeah, it's a very well-known name, and they were doing so well in the group market that they wanted to introduce it to the senior market, which is what we're talking about now, so that individual plans can be bought instead of having to do the group plans. So just know that these are for individual plans that you, the individual agent, can sell that you did not have access to sell before. Okay. Now, Aflac Direct, so this is their senior market, division of Aflac that doesn't handle any of the group or the employee benefits. So it's actually underwritten by Tier 1 insurance company. So if you do, submit a final expense policy, you will see that name Tier 1 kind of, synonymously with Aflac there. So just know that is the company that does the underwriting. Okay, so here's the brand new senior product portfolio. Obviously, we'll be talking a little bit about the final expense whole life. Some key features on that: it's simplified issue, no medical exam whatsoever for your clients. It's just a few yes/no health questions, and that'll determine if they can get what's called a level benefit, which is an immediate coverage, okay, or a modified benefit, which is kind of like a graded death benefits for the first 2 years, where the client's beneficiaries will receive a portion of the death benefit plus return of premiums. Okay, and we'll go over that a little bit more on some of the new slides here. Riders that are included, they have an accidental death benefit rider that's optional. It automatically comes with the accelerated death benefit rider for critical, chronic, and terminal illness. And then they also have an optional child term rider. And this was just launched a little bit less than a year ago here. And as you can see, the Medicare supplement plan, they offer, plans A, F, G, and N with a household discount up to 10%. Medicare Part D is also available. And this was just launched last August of 2022. Now, the dental, vision, and hearing and the senior hospital plans, these are set to be released, I believe, this quarter or the next quarter. So within the next 3 to 4 months here, we should have these dental, vision, hearing, and the senior hospital Medicare Advantage plans ready to go. We'll certainly let you know as those are released. I think they're just waiting to get approved in a few different states before they release everything there. So, but yes, we will be talking about the final expense and the med sup here. So, just to kind of keep it simple, I'm going to move ahead to the final expense because this is what I'm going to be talking about. And then I'll pass it over to Cody Johnson, who will be discussing the Medicare supplements here. So Aflac's simplified issue final expense. So here's a quick overview. They have death benefits available from as little as $5,000 up to a max of $50,000. And that's going to be dependent on the client's age. So as you can see here, if they're between the ages of 45 and 55, maximum amount that they can get is $50,000. If they're between the ages of 56 and 65, they can go up to $40,000. Ages 66 to 75, they can get $30,000. And then ages 76 to 80, maximum of $25,000. Okay. Now this is going to be for their immediate death benefit plan. So your clients, like I mentioned earlier, they're going to have to answer a few yes or no health questions, and that'll determine if they can get this preferred or standard immediate death benefit, or something that's called a modified death benefit, where if death occurs in the first 2 years, your client's beneficiaries will receive return of premium plus interest for those first 2 years. Anytime that death occurs, if it occurs after 2 years, they're eligible for that full death benefit. And as you can see, if they do qualify only for the modified plan, then their death benefit maximums are limited here, as you can see. I talked about some of the riders that they include. So the accelerated death benefit rider, automatically included for no cost. That's going to cover critical, chronic, and terminal illness. So if your client is diagnosed with one of those, 3 categories of illnesses there, they can actually accelerate up to 50% of that death benefit. They can use that money to help pay for, those medical costs or any outstanding bills that they have. And then, that would essentially be deducted from that final death benefit. So it is something that they're eligible to do if, God forbid, something happens to them while they're still living, as far as their health. Okay. One of the things I wanted to talk about too here, so most of you are familiar with Aetna and CVS's Ascendo plan that came out maybe a few years ago. It's been very popular as far as like the leniency with underwriting. And just wanted to say it's literally the same application as Aflac's. Okay, they're kind of partnered up with Aetna, so it's literally the same health questions. So it's going to be great for your clients that are diabetics, that have COPD, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, systemic lupus. Any of those conditions, they can qualify for an immediate death benefit. Now, you'll see that they have a preferred and a standard. So those conditions there can actually either qualify for the standard or the preferred. I believe diabetics can get preferred, but the others, like COPD and Parkinson's, would only get the standard. Okay. So again, if you're familiar with that Ascendo final expense product, it's literally the same application, but you have the Aflac name replacing it. So, your clients are definitely going to be familiar with the company. It's easy for them to qualify for. And some other interesting things too is like, cancer, heart attack, and stroke. It's a 2-year look back for those. Okay, so as long as your client has experienced those, over 2 years ago, it's been treated, they're not still under treatment for that, any of that, they can get that immediate death benefit, which is huge because most other carriers, they might have a 5 or 7 year look back for any history of cancer. So I definitely wanted to mention that there. I do actually have a copy of the application in here. Let me just move up just a couple of pages here. Obviously, I'm not going to read through all the health questions, but these slides will be emailed to everybody here, after the presentation, so you can kind of look through the health questions yourself, and you'll be able to notice that they're literally the same as what the Ascendo product is showing. So sorry about that. Let me just back up for a second here. I talked about the accelerated death benefit rider that can get up to 50% of that death benefit. Accidental death benefit rider, that's going to be optional. Okay, it's going to cost a little bit extra, but what it'll do is it'll pay 100% of the base policy's face amount for accidental death if they're between the ages of 40 and 70. So essentially, it's just going to double that death benefit. So if you applied for a $10,000 final expense policy with a $10,000 accidental death rider, you'll get paid out $20,000 if death is due to accident. Okay. Optional children's term insurance rider. So this actually provides coverage for a child, stepchild, legally adopted child, grandchild, legally adopted grandchild, or great grandchild. They can get anywhere from $2,500 up to a maximum of $10,000 per child, and that goes in $2,500 increments. Coverage amount selected will be the same for all covered children and may not exceed the face amount of the base policy. Okay, so if it's a $25,000 policy, you cannot go more than $25,000 children's term rider. Okay, just some extra, jargon in here that's I should have taken out, but really, on to this next part here in regards to the underwriting. You just saw those health questions, about 22 yes or no. Tobacco use, if they've been free of tobacco in the last 12 months, they can apply for non-smoker rates. Okay, and the way that the underwriting is classification is determined is, since there's no medical exam, they're basically taking the yes/no health questions that your client submits, and then they're going to run a prescription history report to see if any of those questions don't match up with the prescription history. So that's how they'll determine the client's qualifications there. And then this one over here on the right-hand side is pretty cool. I like to see this because they're showing 70% of applications that went through as preferred got actually what they submitted. So a lot of times, carriers will offer a preferred rating, but they might say, well, they 10% chance that they'll actually get approved for preferred rating. So it's nice to know that if you do apply for that and your client, as long as their health is good, 70% of the time they will actually get that preferred rating here. So, and then these are just some of their assumptions here. They have about 45% of their customers for the final expense are male, 55% of them are female, 90% of the submissions are non-tobacco, with 10% of them being tobacco. And then the average age for the final expense is 62.5 years old. Okay, so underwriting and outcomes, typically within one to two business days, which is very, very quick. Usually you will get this back, or an underwriting decision back within 1 day, unless there are questions as far as something that may have turned up in the client's MIB, and they need to verify a certain medication that they're taking just for clarification purposes. But most of the time, it's going to get through within 1 business day there. Okay, and as I mentioned, this is the application here, which you guys can take a look at. Very simple to get through. These are just some of the sample premiums here. If you do run these quotes compared to some other companies, you'll see that Aflac is in the top maybe 20%. So you'll see companies like Transamerica, Mutual of Omaha, and then like Aflac will be right in the middle of those companies there. So it's very, very good with the pricing. Compared to the Ascendo product, it's actually definitely cheaper than that. So I know sometimes the Ascendo product comes in kind of like middle of the road. So that could be another reason why you would want to offer the Aflac instead of the Ascendo product there. So just some sample premiums here. You can certainly run these on our quoting software, on Pinnacle's website, as well as the carrier website. But just to give you an idea here, there's some sample premiums for $10,000, male, female, preferred, standard, and modified, and then the various ages there. So very competitive premiums. And actually here you'll see how Aflac Tier 1 compares to some of those other companies, like I mentioned, Mutual of Omaha, Transamerica. It's right there in those top couple of companies there. So across the board, you'll see that. So definitely coming in cheaper than the CVS Health if you see that in there. Okay. And state availability. So it looks like this slide's kind of out of date. This product is available in every state except for New York, but it's actually pending in California. California should be ready to go, I want to say, within the next month. So we'll certainly let you know as soon as California's been approved, but it is in every state right now except for New York and California. New York will never happen. They never even bothered applying there. New York rules are way different from all the other carriers. So don't expect this to ever come to New York. So always good. So, and then lastly, real quick before I switch it over to Cody here, the commissions, very important. Commissions, we start off the street commissions at 113%. I know it's kind of an odd number, but that's how they how their commission schedules are set up. If you do have production, I want to say in order to get up to the next level, it might be like 120. I want to say you're going to have at least 100,000 of issued annualized premium within the last year in order to get up to the next levels. And then that'll obviously, the amounts increase as you go up to higher commissions. It might be 500,000 of proof of production and then $1 million and so forth in order to go up. So we'll certainly consider it. I mean, as long as you have the production, we'd love to put you up as high as we can possibly offer you. So definitely let us know and we can certainly discuss that. So thank you very much. This is Mark Bolger just talking about the final expense plans. I'm going to switch it right over to Cody Johnson. He's going to talk about the Medicare supplement plans, and then we'll go ahead and we'll answer any questions and show you guys maybe a couple different quotes and things like that. So thanks so much. Here's Cody, everyone.
Thanks so much, Mark. That was very, very informative. We are very excited about that new final expense product from Aflac. Hello, everyone. Once again, I'm Cody Johnson, one of the directors of sales here at Pinnacle on the Medicare side of things. So we are very, very excited to introduce this new Medicare supplement. As we know, as Mark touched on, I mean, the name alone, Aflac, probably the most trusted name in their lines of insurance. You see them every single day, so we're very excited to have this brand in our portfolio. So some of the details of that Medicare supplement, the plans that will be available, it'll be A, F, G, and N. Of course, G and N are going to be your flagship plans, G to an even greater extent, but for those who qualify for A and F, those will be available as well. Price to sell, lowest premiums of Tier 1 carriers. So 10% household discount, and this is as long as there's someone 60 or over in the house. It does not have to be a spouse, which is a huge thing. We know a lot of the carriers, most of them, it has to be two people on the plan, so that's not the case. So it utilizes Aetna's world-class online enrollment tool, which is Ascendo. So a lot of you are using that for Aetna's Medicare supplement. It's going to be the same platform to write Aflac. So those of you who are writing Aetna at the moment, you have some familiarity with the enrollment process. And the Aetna team also is doing the contracting for the Aflac Med Sup. So 9 approved states for an 8/1 launch, and there's more pending. So pretty soon here, most of the states in the continental United States will have the Aflac Medicare supplement available. Sorry about that. As we say, filed in over 30 states with approval dates pending. So let's go ahead and look at some sample premiums here, folks. You see the Aflac Med Sup Tier 1, which is the preferred, and you see it next to the, in Texas, see it right next to the CVS Health, which is Ascendo, United Healthcare, which of course is a huge brand. So Aflac is going to be coming in right there, going to be very competitive, and also, cheaper in a lot of instances than some of these carriers that are traditionally written and have those big names in the Medicare supplement world. So as you can see the examples, Texas, the lowest rated areas, how they come in with these next to these other giants, Illinois, and then our home state here in Pinnacle Corporate of Pennsylvania. There's the states, you'll see the states that are approved currently, those that are pending, and those that, for the foreseeable future will not be available, won't be offered anyway unless there's some change, but there's a good amount of states that is available right now, launching with an 8/1 effective rollout, I should say, and then a ton of others that are pending approval. And we could get you guys all this information upon request, of course. So that's actually it. The Medicare supplement, is very simple. You guys who are selling Med Sups, basically, if you're not contracted with Aflac and it's offered or going to be offered in your state, you most certainly will want to give me a call so I can get you set up. So if you would like to get set up with the Med Sup, give me a call directly if you want their final expense. Make sure you give Mark a call. If you want to get set up with both of them, whoever's voice you find most attractive, give them a call. This is our contact information. Once again, both our phone numbers, email addresses, and all that good stuff. So feel free to reach out to us directly. We really appreciate you guys taking the time. And I guess without further ado, unless you have something, Mark, we'll open it up to the floor for questions.
Okay, yes. Looks like commissions for the med sub.
Commissions for that, Gary. Very, very good question.
Good question.
Commissions are important. So 22% is going to be the agent level commission. Anything above that, it's not too much wiggle room that they ask for unless you have production requirements, which we can, if you meet those requirements, like with the final expense, we'll get you the very highest contract they offer. But for anything above agent level, it looks like you may need production, proof of production, I should say. But we'll get you the very highest level available. If we could squeak something through, we will do so. But they're asking tentatively for proof of production for the higher levels.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Cody. And again, to everybody that joined us today, if you're a brand new agent and you're not set up with us here at Pinnacle, here's a very simple link. You can go right to pfsinsurance.com/services/contracting, and you can submit either an online contracting or a paper contract to us, and we'll certainly get that processed as soon as we see that come through. If you're an existing agent, hey, just reach out to myself or Cody or anybody here at Pinnacle to get you more information. This is our main number here, 800-772-6881. Obviously, Cody's extension 7723, and then my extension 7705.
Most definitely. And if you are new to Pinnacle and you want to contract, just a little heads up, please give either Mark or myself a call so we can look out for your contracting paperwork, so it's not sitting in limbo, and we can make sure it's processed as well. Looks like we have more questions.
Oh yeah, one more question. So do these carriers or do these products do advancing? Yes, they do. I believe it's 9 months advancing for the final expense.
Same, and it could be 9 months or 12 months on the med sub side, depending on what you qualify for. Very, very good question.
Everyone, thank you again so much for taking the time to join us. We'll be reaching out to everybody that's been registered for this, and hopefully we can get you guys set up with the Aflac product here. Thanks again.
Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon.